All right, guys, man, we're here with Don, man, and his badass hot rod. How you doing today, Don?
I'm very good.
Awesome, brother. Glad to finally get the chance to interview you out here, man, at Dig or Die. How you been?
Yeah, we're doing really good. We made the trip from Pennsylvania a day and a half ago, so we got here a little early. We got here last night. Yeah, we really appreciate the work you do. Nice quality work. Actually getting some of the, the live aspect of inside, behind the scenes of the no prep racing. So we appreciate that a lot.
Awesome, man, awesome. So what can you tell me about this hot rod, man?
So this is it's a 67 Chevy II. It's one of the first pro mods ever built. It is a pro mod. It was built by Jerry Bickle. It was built in 1990. It was built to run a series called the Super Chevy Sunday. Run that series for about 3 years. The car was actually red at that time. And it was a pretty big deal for the era. The car does have a pretty good history. The car changed hands a couple times. They did a body off restoration, changed the color, and went from 632, and we put a little more modern 640 in it.
Nice. So it's powered by a 640 right now as we speak.
Yeah, 640. It's a Chevy, big block Chevy.
Nice.
We got 2 induction solution kits on it. It seems to work real well for us. I think we got 18 documented passes. So I think in our winning, I think we won 12 races and lost 3. So we done pretty good.
Wow. In a short amount of time. How long has the car been put together?
So the first event we did was the Christmas Clash, I believe, there in the beginning of December. I think December 3rd or 4th, here at Rockingham. And we were lucky the first race out, we end up winning that event with the car. So, this is, we've won 2 here. We won 1 with our old car, and then we won this one here in December. So this is one of our favorite places. It's kind of, I don't know, magical, I guess you could say, in a way,
It's like the Super Bowl, man.
It is. The atmosphere is awesome. It's nice to get a little break in the weather because we're from Pennsylvania. It's still snowing up there, but just the whole atmosphere and the vendors and the racers, everybody's happy to be here. Yeah, it's one of our favorite races to come to,
man.
For sure.
Is this your first race of the year here now, or you've raced before somewhere else?
So we've been racing. I think we've gotten 4 or 5 events with the car. We've won 2 of those. We won here. One 2 weekends ago. It was a backside race.
Okay.
In Baltimore, Capital. They're
Nice.
running a point series there, so we're trying to get in on that, and we're leading the points in that series, and we're trying to seal the deal on 3 wins here at Dig or Die, which
wow,
is,
man, a 3-peat.
Yeah, the trifecta. Right?
Yeah, that's good.
No one's ever done it. We come here to win, but I mean, this is some of the best racers in the world come here, no prep race. So
Nice.
It's not going to be easy no matter what.
What transmission you got in the car?
So we got a two-speed power glide.
What converter you running?
We run a competition engineering torque converter, and our transmission's built by Burt Brown Racing Transmissions. He's one of our sponsors. Really good guy. He's been doing it forever. Really happy with, we've been with him for a lot of years. I'm talking 10 years or better. He had, in our old car, we had a transmission in there. We had 1,500 documented passes on the same transmission.
1,500?
1,500.
Wow.
So, I guess that gives you an idea of some of the seat time that we have in, in these cars. So
that's awesome, man.
It's experience helps you out a lot, obviously, in this car.
For sure. I see it's a big tire car. What can you tell me about the rear end?
So it's got a Jerry Bickle right out of the magazine. It's a new rear end. When we bought the car, it come with it. It's Mark Williams, I believe is what it is. Super nice stuff. The car from one end to the other is just quality. We lucked out. We bought the car from some good people. It come with a bunch of good parts. We bought the engine from another guy. It come with a bunch of good parts. So we took everything that was the best that we had, and we built this car.
Nice.
We're really happy with it. We're really proud of it. It took us 8 months, and we persevered over that time. We couldn't race. We were we were building this car so we could get back out here.
Awesome, man. You mentioned a little earlier that one of the first wins here at Dig or Die was with your old car. Can you elaborate on the old car a little bit and what happened or the story with that?
Sure. So the first time we won, we had our split bumper Camaro. It was had ghost flames on it. It was a black car. We started building our name with that car, getting into the no prep scene. We raced that car every weekend, it seemed. We'd done really well with it. So we were racing. They called us King of the Hill, and this was at a track that's called KD. It's out in West Salem, Ohio. And the track is known for being probably one of the most dangerous tracks in the United States, mainly because of the shutdown is a giant hill.
Wow.
So it's pretty wild. So we won. I think we won 4 in a row there. So they gave us the title of King of the Hill.
Wow.
Which we still hold that title. No one has beaten us yet. But
was it a big tire car or small tire?
It was definitely a big tire car.
Okay.
Yep. So we run big tire pretty much the whole time.
Okay.
We did put it on smalls once or twice, but our hearts were the big tire, with the big tire stuff. So yeah, we were racing at the KD, and the night was kind of like iffy as far as rain, and they were trying to prep the track and get it dry. And I was racing a guy by the name of Michael Foster, and it happened to be his birthday. And for whatever reason, he assumed he wasn't going to be racing that day, and he was celebrating his birthday. And so he end up drinking, and he admitted to that.
Wow.
So first round, I was in the right lane, and at that time we had a new motor combination, and it was a little lazy out of the hole, but we had plenty of power in the second kit. So we knew that it was going to be a little weak out of the hole, but we were ready to cover the ground. Well, when we left, we were a little behind. We got on that second gun, and his car got loose. He never let out, and he drove it right into my lane. I never had a chance to even let out of the gas. I hit him at about, I'm assuming about 100, 130 mile an hour.
Oh my.
It was a pretty scary deal. It ended up ripping the front tire off, and the car was coasting on 3 tires. So I scuffed the guardrail. He hit me. I was in the right lane. Ripped the tire off. I scuffed the guardrail, and then when the car laid over, when I hit the brakes, it made a hard left. And when it made a hard left, it come across the track. I hit a lot of guardrail, 150 feet or better guardrail, and some telephone poles, and end up hitting a Kwanzaa hut, which is like a garage, and I come to rest, and I tell you, I could smell the fuel. The car wasn't on fire, but I was trying to get out, and with the amount of fuel I could smell, I knew could have been any second that it was gonna ignite. So I got out of the car as quick as I could. The door was completely ripped off. The guardrail was where the door was, so I had to lift up the guardrail and crawl underneath it. And so I got out. I got out of the car. I shut the power off, and with all seriousness, I looked in the driver's seat, and I expect to see myself, like an out-of-body experience. That
like if you were gone, yeah.
I was gonna be dead,
dude.
So. That was, I walked away from it for the most part. I was like, okay, I'm okay. How about the other guy? So I walked down to his car, and he's, a typical intoxicated person. He's in his car still strapped in, and being belligerent and whatnot. So, and at that time we didn't know he was drinking until
that's crazy, man.
Somebody else brought it to our attention. And, there's some stories on YouTube about it. But nonetheless, so, we got some recognition out of that. And I've been telling my crew from the beginning, we crashed the car. It was May 21st is when that happened. And then about 5 days later, we started working a deal on the Nova. And then for about 8 months, we built this car. But I kept telling my crew, I said, that crash is gonna get us recognized, but you know, as far as us being famous, we're gonna earn that by winning races.
Yeah,
so, you know, people can recognize us from that crash, but you know, we're trying to build that reputation that, you know, that we're winning races, and that's how we want to be known.
Well, what a way to start that, by building this beautiful hot rod and then coming out here to Dig or Die, first time out, and winning the big tire class, man. I mean, that must have been a real emotional.
It was my biggest win so far, as like, you know, we really needed that, you know, and we still had some issues with the car that night and a couple races after. You know, we got the car lined out now. It's really good. It's good equipment. It's really fast. I feel really comfortable in this thing. So, you know, we're out here to make a statement. You know, I've had a lot of support from a lot of the racing community. One of my good friends, Kurt Stedding, owns a company called P2 Contracting. He's also a racer. He races PDRA. You know, he sponsored us. We got P2 Contracting on the car.
Nice.
So we're really happy to have him on board. And then we also got an opportunity to be on the 601 Mafia, which is affiliated with White Zombie and Swamp Thing.
Nice.
And there's some other really good people on that team. So, you know, we persevered. You know, that 8 months built this awesome car. The right people recognized us. We got some really good opportunities. You know, honestly, I'm just riding it out, catching the wave, and taking every opportunity as it comes. And, you know, we're really happy to be a part of the no prep thing.
Awesome, man.
There is some things I wanted to say about the no prep stuff that I don't think gets mentioned a whole lot. But it's kind of like, I don't know, it means a lot to me. So like, you know, back in the day, back in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, you know, you couldn't go and buy performance parts. You'd have to make them and create them. And with today's society and the technology, it turns into like a money thing, because those parts are available. You can spend the money and you can buy the stuff that the old timers used to have to build. And when it comes to the no prep stuff, that kind of like, you know, there is some cookie cutter stuff coming out for some of these cars and some of these builds, but a lot of it is you got to be ingenuitive. You got to like figure it out. And, you know, it's kind of like the old school terminology where, you know, you can't buy it, you got to build it. And, you know, that's the biggest thing that I like, is that, you know, we're like, you know, we're making the way for the next generation. And, you know, a lot of this stuff on this car we hand built in our little shop. You know,
Nice.
it isn't something that you would just go to the store and buy, you know. So it kind of takes the dollar bill out of it. You know, fortunately, we have some awesome equipment. The car is beautiful. We're really happy to have it. You know, after that crash, I took some of the money that I was going to buy a new house with, and I bought the car. I
Nice.
mean, you know, at the time, you know, was it the right thing? You know, standing here right now, I believe it was. It was a little impulsive at the time. You know, I don't have any regrets, you know, in the way we found the car, and the people that worked with us, and the way we found the engine. And
how it all came together, man.
It came together. It was like, you know, it was unfortunate, our circumstance, but like, I definitely feel that we were guided.
Yeah, it was God sent, man. Everything happens for a reason, man.
You know, for how we got into this car and the motor and the people that helped us. Like, I really think that, you know, it's unfortunate, but like, this is our path. This is what we.
I believe, listening to your whole conversation and everything we've talked about, man, some people race and some people are meant to race. And I think you're one of those that is meant to race, man. So,
you know, I really appreciate that. You know, and when you go through something kind of scary like that, and a lot of people had some bad crashes, and a lot of times they'll quit. And you know, it's one of those deals where, like, I hate to say it, I feel selfish at times, because a lot of my family was watching the night we had that crash, and of course they cut the film, you know, cut the live feed as soon as it happened. So they were waiting, not knowing what happened. They knew it was serious. So like, you know, usually the day of the race, you know, I go through this
ritual?
Yeah, you know, I didn't have this before. Before the crash, you know, I just lived the race. I was just cool, calm. Now I'm a little more aware. You know, I try to talk to some of the people that are important to me, you know, because you just don't ever know. Yeah. And the fact that, you know, that is on my mind, there is not 1 second that I ever think that I'd want to quit doing this. like I do feel selfish, but at the same time, it's like, you know, there's no way I'm quitting. You know, you'll have to like cut me out on one of these cars and bury me before I quit. Like,
awesome, man.
You know, I'm in it to the end.
It is what
sure.
it is, right?
You know, it's who I am, and you know, my family supports me. You know, it's hard for them to watch sometimes, you know, because they're anticipating something bad to happen. But you know, I feel that's like once in a lifetime thing, and it can always happen again. But you know what? I'm gonna make the best of best of it from here on out for sure.
Yeah.
So,
one last question I want to ask you: have you named the car anything?
So we toyed with an idea of calling it Benjamin, just because it's, you know, it looks like money. The car is real good. It's made us some, you know, some good money. So, you know, I think from a
Financial standpoint?
Yeah, you know, I like that. You know, we got some ideas for a logo, which we plan on trying to do something here in the near future. But that's right now. There's some other ones on the table, but that's one that we're going with
Benjamin.
so far. Yes, sir.
I like it, man. Well, Don, I thank you for taking the time, man, and talking to us today. And we look forward to seeing how you do Dig or Die here now.
I appreciate that. You know, this is we're ready for it. The car's ready. I'm ready. The tune-up, the motor, everything. You know, I feel we're bringing a really good car to this race. You know, anything can happen, but you know, we come here to win, and there ain't no, you know, we're gonna do everything we can to get that third win. So,
awesome, my brother. Well, good luck, man.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
Yep,
thank you,
thank
sir.
you.
Mm-hmm.